Hello, hello. Good to see you, Nenny. Good to see everyone. So I'm curious. So have you ever been finally ready to go big and the universe suddenly starts sending you chaos? Like everybody, like this is an interesting topic. Nettie and I were just on the phone talking about this. She's another sister from another mister of mine in business and vice versa. And we share a lot. And this came up recently that I was sharing that from the work that I've done with healers and coaches over the last 16 years, especially women, but you know, like let's just say it, especially women. I work with men as well, but women have a way of manifesting chaos, especially when there's a big opportunity right there ready for them to walk in on it. And I'm kind of jelly of my brothers in business. I would love to just be able to go straight in.
So you're saying you're not a duck? Ladies,
I love it. Oh my God.
Google that. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say. And let us know in the comments
Gosh.
if you pick up on it.
These girls, jeez. I love you. This is why I love you. Yeah, tell me, like, have you ever seen that? I'm curious. Like,
Oh my goodness gracious. Actually, it brought me back. I don't know why when we were talking on the phone, it didn't come to mind. But as we came onto this call and you asked that question, it brought me back to when we moved, my husband and I, from California to Maryland. We were so excited. He had just gotten a big job working for the government at the time. And I'm trying to think of the timeline, but I'm pretty sure that he got the offer on Friday. And I know this is terrible. And it's like my heart's breaking even just thinking back on it. But our dog literally got hit by a car the next day and died. And it was awful to like have these. I was so excited for this move and what it was going to mean for our family. And as we were thinking about that move, we had in mind that she would be a part of it. And so, having to come to terms with her not being a part of that change for us was just really, really difficult, wanting to celebrate, but also wanting to grieve at the same time. And I know that's an extreme example, but I'm guessing that there are a lot of others out there that could relate to something like that, to having these opposing, like really opposite at the same level of really big good, really big bad at the same time. So I'm excited to talk about this today, and even to explore, why does this happen, and what do we do when it does?
yeah, 100%. Like you're bringing me back to there's on a micro scale. Whenever I'm about to do a bigger like stage performance or speaking, right? When I'm about to go on stage, it's usually like I've come to expect it.
Yes.
Point where I suddenly have to really go to the bathroom, like everything just
Everything out.
empties out. I'm like, so I know that when I have to go present, I scope out the place beforehand so that I'm ready for when the body rush comes through. And then like once I'm in the experience,
Mhm.
sure you have the adrenaline rush, etc. But there is nothing worse than really like being down to the wire and there are plenty of things that are worse. Let me be clear.
It's bad. It's bad. Okay, so we're not comparing like apples to apples, right?
Yeah.
But when, as a presenter, it's hugely distracting. It's embarrassing. It's very, very difficult to feel like you're centered in your A game when you're thinking about, am I going to make it either to the bathroom or back? Like all of that. And do I look professional at the same time? So, no, it is a big deal when you're preparing to present and you are performing, to really want to show up at your best in that moment, and how that would be difficult, you know.
Ooh, and another example dropped in.
Yeah.
So when I've oh gosh, the words today are on like are on point. But anyway, another example dropped in that when I was about to go live for my biggest 5-day like challenge, like back
Mhm.
years ago.
Yeah, back the Master Manifestor Challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that this was the biggest one, is the best attended. The power went out in the house. That was very exciting.
Mhm.
On top of that, I couldn't turn my laptop on. So it's like, it is go time. We've been doing countdown timers for like forever to
Yeah.
this moment. And of course, all the tech is like, "Ooh."
Right.
Yeah. Does that ever happen to you or
Oh,
anything that you see?
oh my gosh. You know, I used to tell people when I was doing organizing and talking about organizing classes, and this relates to the professionals and business owners that I work now. As soon as you make a decision, there's going to be an opportunity to confirm that decision is actually what you wanted to do and actually the direction that you wanted to move in. And it's not a deterrent, it's really there to confirm your commitment to moving in this direction, right? With the examples that we just gave, we did not move to Maryland. We committed to it and we continued in that direction, even though it looked different. And I want to take some time to kind of unpack that a little bit too. When you're performing, you know, you are fully committing to being up there on stage no matter what happens. You just are saying, this is the direction I'm going to move in. And even with your launch and moving forward with the Master Manifestor Challenge, you were saying, hey, no matter what you throw in my way, I am committed to this pathway. And so the way it would show up for my organizing clients, I would tell them, as soon as you block time for yourself, I promise you something will come in to place such that you will have to make a decision about whether you really want to stay committed or do something else. And what that would look like is, you know, the doctor was only available at the time that that they had set aside for working on a project for themselves, or, you know, somebody calls out of the blue, there's an emergency, they get sick, like any of these things would always come up, and they had to make a decision to keep moving forward on the path or to change course. And that's always going to happen. It's kind of a part of the recipe. But
Oh, 100%.
if it's a recipe, then there are other components to it. And maybe this is a good time to tell people who we are, since we just jumped on here. We're started talking. And then
Yeah.
I'll pick up with the recipe.
Oh, please. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I love it. So well breadcrumbed. So, hello. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield, founder of strategicmeditation.com, where I help impact-driven, empathic solo entrepreneurs and leaders get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business through implementing regular Reiki, meditation, and spiritual masterminding into their business self-care. 16 years and strong, based out of New Jersey for everyone who's not from New Jersey. Yeah, serving people in person, online with pleasure. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. You have it down to a science. I'm Nettie Owens. I'm with the Sapari Group. I have been helping women to stay focused and on track with their biggest goals for over 21 years now. And part of that is creating a system that works for how you think and operate. So I do that through executive coaching and through a program called the Accountability Club, where we not only plan, we also implement. And because of those two things, you see growth in whatever area it is that you've set aside to work on.
Mhm.
You can find me at the saparigroup.com, or sorry, saparigroup.com. It's in the look down below.
Fabulous. I love it. Amazing. 21. She's legal. Woo! Yay.
So back to the recipe. And the reason why I was reminded to do our introductions at that point is because I know that to everything, there is a system. And this, like, confirmation being part of the recipe means that there are also other ingredients and other parts of the recipe that you can identify and move into place. So, for instance, if you know that when you make a commitment, you are going to have an opportunity to test that commitment, then we can pre-plan for that, right? We can think about, what could possibly get in the way of me moving forward with this? And that's not always going to work, in the sense that you're not always going to guess what that other thing is, but there's a lot that we can guess for. And there's a lot that you can ensure that you have the right structure around you. Like, you would not set out to bake a cake if you didn't have a cake pan and an oven and measuring tools and knives and forks and things to eat the cake when you're done making it. Like, you would make sure that you gathered your materials, that you had the recipe, that you had everything and the time. And so often we'll commit to something and we won't have gathered. We won't have gathered the materials. We won't have set up the system. We won't have done those things. And so when the, like, oh, are you really making a cake comes up, we question it. We're like, well, I don't know. Maybe that was a sign I shouldn't do it. When the reality is, actually, you just need the structure. You just need the right structure around you, and then you're going to be okay.
Perspective is everything.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. With a juicy, fabulous structure of, like, this is the recipe to create a cake. I have the items and all of the ingredients to create a cake, the time, the space set aside to create a cake. Wonderful. And if you interpret that, okay, when you put it to, say, 425, that it's not cooking at the rate that it's said on the recipe as a sign that you should stop baking a cake.
Right.
The perspective, I always think of it as kind of like looking life kind of upside down. This is obviously a sign I must stop. No, Barbara. Adjust, Barbara. Put flip it upside down. Flip the script on the mindset that you approach with the signs. And so seeing that within, okay, what if the interference, the obstacle is the way, as they say in Stoicism?
Yep.
The interference, the obstacle is a sign that, okay, time to recalibrate. Be momentary upset or some things that come up as you are in mid-flight that you could not have planned for. But does that mean you just drop the plane out of the sky because it's wrong? No,
there would be some really unhappy people.
Yeah, we've had enough of planes dropping out of the sky. That's enough of that.
Yeah.
But with that, this reminds me of two things, two mindset shifts that have really helped me and my clients over the years work on mindset, dealing with resistance, obstacles, and like challenges that come up naturally. Is it natural for there to be resistance? Well, yeah, just walk out when it's windy.
Oh no.
Yeah. So for one of the mindset shifts that's really helped me is the concept of catabasis. that going back to, like, this word is a Greek word. It comes from ancient Greek storytelling conventions, where there's a point where you have the call to action, hero's journey, for those of you who are familiar with it, but then there is the fall. So, like, there's the call to action, to adventure, or whatever the call, but then there is the fall. And the fall is you are going down to get to rock bottom, because that's where your new ground is. That's the support, the structure beneath you. So that process of going down to hit rock bottom so that you can come up on a firm foundation, that whole thing of going down so that you can come up is encapsulated in the word catabasis, the big breakdown for the big breakthrough, right? It's the obstacle is happening for you, the things that are falling apart, the body clearing, or the technology exploding, or okay, accidents are accidents, and okay, what did we need to do around the relationship
Well,
with your beautiful puppy? Go ahead.
I will tell you why that was so important. So when we moved to Maryland, we knew that at the point in our relationship, we were ready to start thinking about planning for starting a family. And we became very, very clear on what we wanted for a safe environment for our family because of the accident that happened. So when we moved, we looked to move onto a cul-de-sac. We had lived on a street that was near a busy road, and we looked to move onto a cul-de-sac. We made sure we had a fence in the backyard and that it worked properly. The door was not shut properly when we had somebody help us at the house, and that's how our dog got out. And we also made sure that we were better at communicating, because when she got out, it wasn't the first time, and she had this, it was horrible, but she would like run across the street. And so I knew when I was driving the car that I would cross the street and let her in, and then we'd drive around the block and we'd head back home. That was our plan. But my husband at the time wasn't aware. And when he saw her cross the street, I don't remember, she turned a little bit, he turned the car, she followed him, and that is when things happened. But we had this like new safety plan that was absolutely in place before we had children. And that meant that our family had a structure around it that was safe because of this happening, which we might not have considered those elements. I'm positive we would not have considered those elements. They wouldn't have been nearly as important to us. So making sure that we heard the message and we created the structure. There might have been other things that came up that we weren't as familiar with, but that was not going to be one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the power of the after action review, which is something that you specialize in taking people through, that we're able to receive what was in this experience for us, even if it is a calamitous experience. There's no such thing as coincidence, is what I would say with my clients. This is happening for you, not just to you. And as we hit that rock bottom, there is bedrock, there is new structures that can support your next level. I had no idea. This is the first time I'm hearing this story. It's amazing. But there's structures around supporting your next level of having children, versus instead of just having each other or having a fur baby, etc. Like there's new structures that can contain the next level that is coming in the next cycle. So the second thing around the mindset shift of like, okay, we're looking at it like, oh my gosh, this is a calamity. Okay, no, Barbara, right? Put them back, script. The other way to flip the script, other than having this concept, this archetype of catabasis, and knowing that you're the hero in the story, is also having the farmer's mindset. So usually when I'm with my clients, they're usually telling me there's a lot of that comes up, and I'm self bleeping comes up in life, it can be really frustrating. And it, with a first glance, like if you think of coming up, all the crap, it's like disgusting, it's dirty, it's wrong. Like there's, we could get infected, all of the, like there's repulsion.
Right.
But if you have a farmer's mindset, when you see crap come up in your life, instead of, it's actually shift, the letter F being fertilizer.
Mm.
Right? So this is coming up for you so that you can grow even more abundantly. And so I get the chills as I say that. Having that mindset can really help flip the script when the universe starts to send you chaos. It's okay. What is this chaos trying to tell me? Right? For when it came to doing those 5-day retreats, we had to adopt a backup generator for the whole house that is on the gas line. It's not even gas out, it is on the gas line of the city. So, by the way, whenever everybody else loses power, we never do. That was amazing to have a paradigm, right? Or making sure that I always put my self-care first when I'm going out there and serving others. In the past, that seemed to be counterintuitive of like, why would I put my self-care first? Isn't that being selfish as I'm going out there to deliver for others? But no, actually, when I'm at my best and I know that I'm contained, protected, the structures around me are supportive of me being at my best, I'm able to serve at the highest level.
I think we need to make sure that our next conversation, we dig into just that little tidbit, but you're right. The structure that you created around your launch is something that supported you in other ways in your life. And that self-care structure that you've taken on as part of your process, it's something that you teach as well, and it's made a really big difference for the people that you work with and helping them understand. I don't want to go too far into it just because I know we could, when we will in our next conversation, dig into that. So today, as we're thinking about this chaos that ensues when big good things happen, the chaos that comes, just that reframe on the perspective, understanding that it's coming to you, for you, that the obstacle is the way. Thank you, Marcus Aurelius. I love that we had these, ancient wisdom elements to our conversation today. I mean, the point here is that what's happening to you is not new. Like this is, don't be surprised. And you have a long history of philosophers talking about why this very thing happens and how to navigate. So hopefully today you've picked up something that you can use. Maybe you're thinking about, something that's happened to you and a new perspective on it. Or you're thinking about something good that's coming for you and maybe wanting to prepare a little bit. And we're not talking about literally preparing for disaster. We're asking you to think about your perspective, making sure that you're not rushing in the sense that you're not trying to bake the cake without the ingredients, without the structure, without the time, without the resources, because those things will help you when the unforeseen happens, because that will.
Exactly. And with you saying that, Nettie, it's making me think about, for those who are watching at home, comment below. Have you ever seen that, like, when you're ready to go big, the universe is sending you chaos? And have you ever seen this aspect of you needing more structure and it coming out of the aftermath of you going back over it? Or what mindset shifts have you told yourself? What things have you told yourself to make sure that you're continuing to transform instead of break down or fall apart? So do comment that below. And while you're at it, if you are in the midst of a shift, right? And you've got some chaos that needs some order. You want to connect with us, right? Or join in this conversation or even have our help. Go ahead and, especially in all caps, comment underneath this the word connect.
Mhm.
Go ahead, comment the word connect. And what we're going to do is we will reach out and send you a direct DM, right, between the three of us so that we can connect with you, hear your story, see how we can help to create more order out of the chaos that the universe is sending you for you and not against you. So again, comment connect if you would like to connect with Nettie, and I will reach out to you.
Amazing. I can't wait to have somebody else in our little conversation. That's going to be so fun.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Yeah. And then also, so as we start to button up for today, if this conversation, you found yourself watching the whole video, hello, my goodness. Thank you for joining us. That means it might have been valuable. Go ahead and hit the like so you let the algorithm know that this was valuable. And while you're at it, tap that share button so you can pass it on to the next person who need this. So big hugs and loves, or anything else you'd like to drop in before we leave?
Oh my goodness. I'm just really glad that we decided to take this public. It was so good privately. It's even better with an audience. So if you enjoyed it, I hope you'll come back next time. And we're going to be talking then about selfish. Is it doing self-care? Is it selfish? And see where that goes.
Ooh, I'm excited. Alrighty.
All right.
Love. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.